I'm delighted to see I'm joined here with Motherwell and Scotland defender Stephen O'Donnell. First of all, Stephen, thanks for joining us. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Yourself?
The Euros is just around the corner now, it's not that far away. Is it a bit of a bittersweet moment for yourself? Do you wish you were going?
Of course, you wish you were going, but I don't think with the calibre of right backs that are in the squad and were obviously out the squad with injury, I'm not surprised I'm not going, and I'm delighted that the boys are going, and hopefully it'll be a more successful tournament than last time. I think we would have learned a lot from that, and I'm really excited and looking forward to seeing the boys in action.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, just tell us about the manager then. There's jokes that he is your dad after all. Steve Clarke, what's he like to work under?
No, look, he's calm, composed, and gets his point across. I think he has learned and adapted things to the international setup. I've always said the kind of time you get away with the squad and trying to get your message across is always quite tough. The tournament's probably become the easiest time you can do it because you get the longest spell with players. But I know even to today they've still not got everyone back that's due to kind of playoff games and things like this. So it's I'm sure he'll be looking forward to getting the boys on the pitch for a good wee sustained spell, and looking forward to the game against Germany.
Yeah, as you mentioned there, obviously the final decisions haven't been made yet. How easy or difficult do you think that decision making is going to be when it comes down to who's actually getting on the plane?
Look, I think he's been there himself as a player, so he'll know how difficult it is to hear the bad news. I don't know if that makes it easier for him or harder, because obviously when you have actually experienced it, you'll know how tough it's going to be for the players to hear that. But look, I think it's a really talented squad, and to be in the 28 is the positive you need to try and cling to, and hope that maybe if there is an injury or something, you get the chance and can maybe get called up. But I think, is he maybe naming it early? I'm not sure. So it'll be interesting anyway. But I think it'll be tough to tell the boys that have been away. But decisions in management always are tough, and he's more than used to that.
Definitely. Is there anyone that you're surprised hasn't had the call up this time round?
To be honest, I think it was most of the players kind of picked himself. I was always a wee bit surprised at Ben Doak, just because he's so young. But to be honest, the talent I watched him in the 21s. I'd commentated in a few of the 21s games, and he was exceptional. So I'm not surprised, but I was surprised if that makes any sense. But players not to be included, no one really springs to mind. I think the more worrying thing was that we were losing a few players that were important parts of the squad, and you didn't want to lose any more. So I think to get through with the damage at right back and a couple of other positions, it's more important we didn't lose anyone else.
Yeah, we're in a group with Germany, Switzerland and Hungary. What's your knowledge on them? Who are the key players that we need to look out for in this tournament?
To be honest, the bits I've seen with Germany, they obviously, the fact that the new managers came in, and it'll be kind of a clean slate to see how really we won't know too much about them. And it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, they have big players like Havertz has done well for Arsenal this season, but they're always going to be good players in the German squad.
What about Switzerland? Is there anybody that you think could be a major threat?
Oh, look, I think they're all going to be good at this stage. I've said this before, even with the last Euros. You played Czech Republic and Croatia, and people seem to think that they were going to be poor teams. And to get to this stage, there's no weak links, and I think we will be having to be at our game to get any points. And I hope that from the previous experience, I hope the media will be a bit softer and not build it up as if a Switzerland are rubbish or a Hungary's rubbish, and we go and really compete and hopefully get the win that we're looking for first and foremost, but do better than the last tournament anyway.
How many points do you think will be enough to get out of that group then?
You're hoping that Germany go and run away with it, and then if you get 4, I think you'll be in a good place, even maybe to finish as the runner-up. I think the last Euros we thought maybe one win on top of the point would have been enough, so hopefully we can get 4 points. I just want a win. A win would be a real positive to see a progression. If we got one win, and then hopefully we can nick something in another game to maybe see us over the line. But again, it's tough whenever you look at all the other groups and you see is it the best 2 third places qualify as well. So But I just want to see us perform well, improve from the last tournament, and I'll be happy with that.
Definitely. Right, let's focus on Scotland then. What's the strongest back line? What's the strongest formation that Steve Clarke could go for, especially in this opening game against Germany, in your eyes?
2 seconds and I've just became the Scotland manager in the split second. Look, I think he has decisions. I think he normally he likes a 5, so I'd be surprised if he didn't stick to the 5. And if everyone's fit that's in the squad, I would think it'll be Ralston at right back, Robertson, Tierney. The other two can have a wee bit of debate. I think Porteous has done well. I think Henry's done well. I think McKenna's done well. To be honest, I think the back, those three. I think Ralston will start, and I think Tierney and Robertson pick themselves. What's good is the squad's got lots of talent, and regardless of who it is, it's going to be a strong starting 11, and hopefully it's enough to get us the results necessary.
Absolutely. Well, James Forrest and Lawrence Shankland have obviously joined us in the forward areas. Have we got enough goals in the team, do you feel, in those positions?
I think obviously we've got John McGinn has obviously chipped in with a lot of goals, and Shea Adams and London Dykes maybe at times have been the most prolific, but they do a really good job for the team. It all depends on what the manager's looking for. We've never been the most free-flowing, scoring loads of goals, but what we're very good at is being organised, staying in games, and what we've added since the last Euros is sometimes the way we play, we dominate the ball, and against Northern Ireland, for example, it was a completely different game than what you'll expect at the Euros. We had all the ball, they were camped in, and we just couldn't quite kind of break them down. But going into the Euros, the games will be far more open to the point that we can hopefully sit in and maybe counter a few times. And as I said, I think there is plenty of goals in the team. I think we've got whoever plays in the back line, we've got a physicality about us that we can hopefully compete at set pieces. That becomes a threat. Can be sometimes the fine margins between a win and a loss at that level. And as I said, with Shankland, Forrest, obviously the form he's been in the last month of the season was incredible. And then you've got obviously Shea Adams and London Dykes. So look, I think there's goals in the team, goals in the squad. Is there enough? We'll have to wait and see. But I certainly think there is enough quality throughout the team that we'll be good enough to get the results required.
What are your plans for watching the games? Are you planning on going over to Germany? Where are you going to be watching from?
I'm still holding off and maybe the possibility of trying to go over. But I think if it is, it's going to be a last minute, hopefully a wee last minute deal. But I think at worst case, I'll be watching it in the pub with some of my pals and hopefully enjoying it and hopefully celebrating a historic first game. I think sadly for the second two, well, not sadly, I'll be back in pre-season, so it's not as at work.
Of course, and just on a wee bit of news as well. Motherwell plans, what's happening the following season?
There's still a decision to be made. Just looking forward to getting my decision sooner rather than. But again, the moment where things are going well, so no panic at the moment.
Brilliant, Stephen. Thanks very much.